Chatz with Maggie and Bunny. I'm Maggie.
And I'm Bunny.
And we're here today with some special guests, and Bunny's going to tell us a little bit about them.
Yes, on today's Life Chats podcast, we do have our special guest, Lindsay Cote. And this is where we're going to delve into the tapestry of First Nation culture and wisdom. We have the honor of introducing a remarkable individual whose life journey embodies the spirit and resilience of his people. Born in the breathtaking Temagami region of Ontario and now residing in Temiskaming First Nation in Quebec, our guest has spent 2 decades weaving stories that reflect the diverse tapestry of life. His tales have graced the pages of First Nations newspapers, offering glimpses into the wilderness that is both his muse and sanctuary. From a young age, he embraced the sacred traditions of his ancestors, serving as a firekeeper and later as a trusted companion to elders on their travels. His path has been one of learning and sharing the spiritual teachings that are the cornerstone of First Nation education. Though some may see him as a spiritual healer and knowledge keeper, he walks the path of humility, guided by the wisdom of his elders and the spirits. His commitment to imparting this knowledge to future generations is unwavering, and his voice, a conduit for the whispers of nature and the legacy of his teachers, resonates with the power of the spoken and written word. As he steps into the role of an elder, he continues to be a student of life, eager to pass on the sacred knowledge entrusted to him. His name, Lindsay Cote, or Waba Benesi Nini, White Thunderbird Man, is a testament to a life dedicated to spiritual growth and cultural preservation. Join us as we listen to the stories and insights of a man whose journey is a testament to the enduring spirit of First Nations people. Welcome, Lindsay.
Thank you. Thank you, Bunny. That's awesome. And we open this container right now for our listeners and for those who are viewing in person who can see us. I hope you can see and feel the presence that we're in right now, because not just Lindsay and Tina are here, their ancestors are here, angels are here. This room is full of people waiting to see what we're going to do here today. So we invite you to this. So Lindsay and Tina, we're going to do some singing. We're going to talk. Just the floor is yours now.
Yeah.
Good morning. Bonjour. Honey, quick. I'm going to try to cover all the languages here. Nanu. I'm happy that we're allowed to come down here and speak a little bit about ourselves and maybe our new book and whatnot. But first thing I want to do is try to thank these ladies here that helped me put the beautiful material together. You guys are just awesome. I love you very much for helping us do this. This book and how it's coming along has just opened my mind to a lot of things. And the way the spirit works is almost becoming like a channeling exercise in the spirit, which has developed even since I started writing these books, because I'm allowing myself to open myself to the spirit, so the spirit comes and helps me write down the words in the pages of these books, and it's becoming very, very gratifying for myself, because I'm not well, like I said, a great guru or anything like that. I'm a student of life. So even through my own books and my own writing, I'm learning about life, because the spirits are teaching. This is like going to school in a sense. And with the words that comes the energy that lives within the words. That's the spirits themselves that infusing the words themselves with the energy. So when the reader picks up the book, that same energy is instilled in the manuscript. So it's awesome, because it's really neat watching people come back to me after reading the books, and they're hugging me and they're holding the books like Bibles, and it's very, very gratifying knowing that I was able to help touch a person's spirit to the point where that manuscript is almost becoming like a Bible to them. You can't ask for more than that.
Right.
Yeah. And how far does this rabbit hole go? I can't tell you. Like I got Spirit to Spirit, my second book, and I got spirit of our grandfathers pretty well half done. And I have 2 elders representing the cover of that book, and I have all the kind of concepts to spirit or spirit talks 3 already done. And I got a year of quotes, just quotes on spirit quotes, pretty well 3/4 done. And I'm drinking lots of coffee in the morning.
We can't quit yet, Bunny.
Yeah.
We can't quit.
Yeah. No, don't quit yet. Like I said, I don't know how long this journey is gonna go, because it's just picking up speed now.
Yeah.
Like it's the ball's rolling down, and people are coming out of the woodwork looking for this.
We have no plan to
information.
quit,
Yeah.
just so you
Yeah.
know.
They're coming out of the woodwork to search. What we're all a part of here. We're part of this the search for life that's taking place on our earth right now.
Right.
You look at all the internet stuff that's going around you. That's superficial. That's just a way up here somewhere. Doesn't even count.
Yeah.
Where a lot of people are looking for the true meaning, how to connect to everything around us and everything and everybody at a respectable level. People, you have to remember that big word, respectable level. Everything has to be done respectfully, or it doesn't work.
Yeah.
So if we lead if we bring our vibes up, they say, to a certain level where you just give out love. This is just love each other, love everything, and you know what? And appreciate things. I appreciate every moment of my life right now, especially now where I'm walking a road that I don't know where it's going.
Yeah.
I don't know where it's going, but it's a beautiful thing, because right now I see the people with genuine, real feelings coming out of the woodwork and say, give me hugs or something like that, and saying we're doing what we're doing is a good thing and keep on doing it. And these books and these words should be in the educational system or someplace where everybody can get a chance to experience these books, because they're living entities unto themselves. These books.
Yeah. Sometimes people think that we're crazy when we live a life of not knowing what we're doing every day and not knowing where we're going and not expecting what the future is. But this is an exciting ride. It's an exciting ride when you just go where you're going every day.
Yeah.
Isn't that so true?
And we always smudge in the morning as well, because we have to give thanks. Like, okay, we're here for, living the Creator's purpose or the guidance through the spirits. And like when I smudge every day and I put our tobacco down, I always thank the Creator for my life and not knowing where it's going. And I always guide us through body, mind, spirit, and emotion through each step and each breath that we take every day, because it's a hard, this day in life, it's really hard. We see a lot of people struggling, but the prayers and ancestors and the spirits are always guiding us. We just have to open our hearts and our spirits to listen to that message. And like when my husband was, even the first book, Spirit Talks, when he was writing, a lot of times he'd be writing and he'd be crying at the same time. And I'm like, okay, I'll come out. And I gave him a smudge, like just for that encouragement, for that blessing and the things that he was going through writing those books, because the spirit was going through him at that time. And it's very grateful.
Yeah.
So you definitely had help writing your books.
Oh yeah. Yeah. There are times where I'd be sitting there writing the whole story, and I don't even know what I wrote until I go back and review it. And holy man, there's powerful words in some of those stories.
Yeah.
Which are not my words. It's like I said, there's a point where I'm almost going to a little bit of a trance, and all of a sudden the words just come out, and that's where they formalize themselves.
Right. Bunny, do you have any questions?
I don't have any questions, but I did realize that we didn't even introduce Tina either. So for those of you who are wondering, who can see and who could hear, yes. So Tina is
my
also
name is
here.
Tina Cote. My Anishinaabe name is Waba Manadomigizikwe, which is white eagle spirit woman. And I'll say a little bit how we met. It's through spirit as well. I had a dream. I was in a little rough relationship, but I had a dream and he appeared in my dream, and I didn't I couldn't see the details or anything like that. And I said, okay. So one day I was walking and there was an eagle feather on the ground. I'm like, okay, well, if it's for me, when I'm done my walk, I'll pick it up. Then I came back, it was still there. So I picked it up, and that time I went to the a powwow, and that time I was kind of a little bit sick, and I was ready to leave, and then the boat came as I was ready to leave, and I'm like, okay, so we're going across. And that's when my husband came to me, and he directly came to me in the verse when we shook hands. I'm like, it was like a little spark. I said, okay, this is him from the dream. And it's funny because when I met my husband, he was, when we're talking in a relationship, it was like, oh, I was there. So was I, like that year? Yeah, that year. So it's funny how the Creator puts people in our paths and in life, and we're always in that same path, but it wasn't our time to meet. And then when he wrote the Spirit Talks book, there's somebody said, oh, there's I used to always think, wow, he writes very well. Like, so I put him into a contest, write a story, 1,000 words, I think it was. Yeah. And that's how the writing started. So whether it's from, like, I believe it's from the Creator that guides us, and this is what at the time, the right people, and it's all of us here. It's like just because of people in our past.
And when your hand's doing that, I'm thinking that there's a stream.
Yeah, there's always water. Giving thanks to water every day.
and tell us, where did you guys get married?
We got married here in New Lister at the courthouse because we didn't have any much money.
We have much money, but I knew the judge very well. No, just kidding.
So that's where we got married, and we don't wear our wedding bands because, and they're really cheap too. Like, we don't believe in all this fancy stuff and that. We don't wear them because we're always working with our hands. I'm in Javix and water, and he's in machines and stuff like that. But we know we're married, and that's all that counts. And our spirits connect, and we hope, like, you know.
Actually, the spirits married us before.
Oh yes, that's true.
Before we even,
in a dream.
No. There's a thing called a shaking tent ceremony, and the spirits already married us there, because we had to go into that tent, and because it's part of my initiation. I'm walking towards that direction.
As we came out of that tent, the elder, the conductor, he says, "You guys are married now for life." I'm like,
so the courthouse part was just the government.
Yeah.
I understand that because I do that part too. Yeah. I do the government part of marrying people. I don't do the spirit part.
When we're married by spirit like that, especially in a shaking tent ceremony, you know, there is no divorce. There's no divorce now. It's my wife and I. We have our choice, and that's just to love each other more and more every day.
And we have fights like everybody else, but I'll tell you, this is the truth, though.
We only use 15-ounce boxing gloves for that.
And it's always around the full moon. This full moon was really kind to us, but that's the only time we have our little argument.
We have once a month.
Every day, it's like we just, I don't know, it just goes.
Everything goes every day.
And to our listeners, they can know that sometimes it's okay to have those ups and downs in life, because we do. And sometimes we don't know where we're going, but that's okay. To follow that calling, that spiritual calling, to just know that where you are is okay. Where you are is okay. Accept and love each other wherever you are. And if it's the full moon who comes in to disrupt, and you gotta put your boxing gloves on.
And it's only a way to communicate and to listen to each other's needs as well, because, you know, we both have our needs, and it's a way to communicate. I think during that time, and we communicate all the time. And it's funny because how we both are. My husband, if no one knows, and it's not, he does have fetal alcohol syndrome, but I never met anybody so smart in my life. Like history and everything. I'm like, I can't remember that. Like when I was in school, I just memorized to pass the test and whatever. Like but him is like, holy man. So we kind of balance, because he gets forgetful, and I'm a little bit hyperactive, and I need to know, like, okay, this, I got to write this down, this, like, so we kind of balance each other out in that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, even with that FASD stuff, I have for people who don't know what it is, it's I'm kind of like something I was born with, part of my mind that was supposed to be there. And to me, every day is a challenge. Every day of my life is a challenge, because for everything everybody else is.
Some things that we do
It's
naturally
easy.
is harder for
It's
you.
easier, where me it takes a lot of effort.
Right.
Right from the morning when I get up and when I go to bed. When I get up in the morning, like how my books come is that my writing time is at 4 o'clock in the morning. Well, meanwhile, most of the world but 4 o'clock in the morning, I'm at the computer until 5:15. Then I get ready to go to work for 6 o'clock. So during that time is very quiet at the house, so I really enjoy it. And the people who are involved in the spiritual aspect of life, it gets a little lighty in my room, so the spirit's coming in, and they know when I'm ready to go. And so they're almost conditioned to, Lindsay's ready to write, better get down over there and give them a little assistance here.
And our elders always say, get up early in the morning to receive your gifts. So that's another thing that happens. It's like when we get up, we receive our gifts, and like some young people, what gifts? Like, where is it? Like, but it's like a gift of life, and a gift where the spirit communicates. And
it's very powerful. This thing, that you get this gift in the morning. I get up, and I used to go to work at another location, but I used to get to work before sunrise. And I used to get up and put my tobacco down every day out there before walking into work. And doesn't matter whether it's raining or not, the sun was cloudy, the clouds would open up and the sun would shine through where I am and close back up again. That's how powerful this spiritual journey is. I wish the whole world knew what was out there, going on out there, what is actually exists out in our universe, and how to connect with it. So it's so beautiful.
Well, you're letting them know.
Yeah, with your stories, you're letting them know. I wanted to say that I get to be the honor of the first person that gets to read those stories, because Tina doesn't even read them. No, Tina doesn't even read them until after the book is made, and Maggie gets it after I have had a chance at it. So it's such an honor to be able to read the stories, and even the covers of the books as well. Tina's actually the on the first cover, and then the second cover we have Lindsay on there. So it was just so fitting to have that. I can't wait to see what the next cover is gonna look like. It's been such an honor.
Cover is gonna be 2 elders from our community, because it's representing the grandmothers and the grandfathers, and they're very respected elders as well. And so we already asked him if they'd be on the cover. The grandmother was like, oh my God, I've never been on a cover before. Like, it's okay. I said, but she was honored, and she said, oh, I would so love that.
That's
wow.
awesome.
It's a gift.
So our viewers are getting a little bit of an insight into what's coming.
Sneak peek. Yeah.
With that being said, my wife asked me, says, aren't the stories going to be the same? And I told her, the elder stories are going to be different from the stories you already read. There might be some similar content, but the elders are at a different age. They're at a different spiritual level than who we are, even myself. They're going to be up here, where at a spiritual level, where a lot of us are here, or they are here. We're all at different levels, so we're all not all going to speak from the same perspective, where our elders already know whether they know or not. They know
Right.
that they're attached to a spiritual connection, because they're aware of that. They're aware that soon that they're going to be making that journey home. So that every one of these elders I talk to already know that time has to come. So the spirits start working with them, so to familiarize them. Even I remember my old grandmother. she was very spiritual in a way, and at a time where our spirituality was outlawed, still outlawed. And I watched her. I used to watch her put her tobacco down in the fire, and she was a very strong medicine woman. She'd go out in the bush with have a little kukuma scarf on, put on her skirt. There was no ribbon skirts back then, just old skirts and gum boots. There's nothing fancy about these ribbon skirts back then. There's a kukuma scarf on her little bucket and gum boots and a skirt, and she went out in the bush and she brought back medicine. She prayed with these things, and I didn't know why. Because like I said, everything was outlawed back then. We weren't allowed to practice our what we do now. And
so it's not outlawed now.
No, not outlawed now. Now it's kind of sometimes in some senses kind of gone overboard. People are going too fast. They're too fast. You have to stop and pick up one thing at a time. I'm trying to teach people, or help. I would like people to go back to the old way of doing things. When I started my spiritual road 40 years ago, we had to fast for everything. We had to fast for our names. We had to fast for our colors. We had to fast for our pipes. We had to fast for our lodges. We had to fast for everything we wanted from the spirit. Nowadays, we have a traveling medicine man where we go and give that medicine, and here, have a gift. All my name. Here's your name. Have your colors. Have it. You're almost like you're instant Indian. You're ready to go.
But a lot. Okay, sorry.
But if we get back to the old way doing what we're missing when we do all these things, we're missing the spiritual steps that we need. When we go out, when we pick up one sacred gift, is a spiritual level you have to bring yourself up to. So if you carry one spiritual gift, you have to go fast, so your spirit is charged up, so you can be able to work with this, and so on. It looks like every gift. So that's what happens with our gifts, and you have to get to know the spirit one-on-one. You don't go in with a whole group, a bunch of people, and have a big spiritual experience. That happens, yeah, but the spirit wants to know you one-on-one. He wants to know Lindsay Cote. He wants to when I go out in the bush wants to visit Wabba, Beneshi, Nini. Doesn't want to visit George, Sam, Philip,
Ezekiel.
No, the spirits want to come and see Wabba, Beneshi, Nini, because they want to talk to me. They want to give me something that I have to bring back for the people. So that's the way it should work. That's the way I love it. Love it being like that.
Because I find too sometimes a lot of people, because we're all looking for that our identity as Anishinaabe people because of the residential school, and I find a lot of times people, I want my name. Okay, they give the name, and they're like, hey, I got my name. Okay, what are you gonna do with it? Because our names carry something that it's a responsibility that we have to follow that name and find out what that name means through dreams that we already had before. And we can, like you said, my husband says, we can get all these things, but what are you going to do with it now? You have to do, like our people are not, we don't drink alcohol, we don't do drugs. And a lot of them, they have their name and they're still doing that. They're still struggling, and I still pray for them. And a long time when we're young, I used to say, what's my purpose? What's my purpose in life? And as, like we said, like as we get older, it becomes different. And I made a quote saying we are the next ancestors. And what that means is that we're here because when we pray, like my husband and I pray, we're talking to the ancestors, but we are the next ancestors. So when we leave this world, the youth are going to come and pray. And like, how are we going to answer them if we didn't learn anything on life? We didn't learn about our language, or we didn't learn about medicines, or because we have to provide them an answer. They're going to be praying to us and like, I'm sorry, I did not learn,
So am I hearing correctly that you're saying those spiritual gifts that come to us come with responsibility?
Yes, it definitely does.
Yeah.
It's not just a free ride to say, hey, I'm spiritual. They come with a responsibility that you need to give back, that you need to do something with it. You need to get out into the community, show love, and help to heal.
And we still, like today, we still make those mistakes because we're human too.
Mhm.
And you know, I could have like a bad day sometimes with my ADHD. If I'm going through some emotional stuff, I can say something to somebody.
She can be very colorful on her bad day. I'm on the receiving end of this.
No, you're not.
I-
But then we always say,
And we all, honey.
but
We
then I
get
always
all.
say I can acknowledge I'm sorry, I made a mistake, I'm human, and then you know I'll offer my tobacco and pray because I'm still learning because I was brought up in the world where I didn't even know my culture and I only started in '94. And like I said, when we met, there's a reason for everything. I was fearful of everything. I was so scared of everything because of things done in the past as
Right.
were you. And what my husband did for me, like we encourage each other, what my husband did to me is bring out the best in me, I believe. Like even like singing like on the drum before I didn't kick it out very much or whatever. He says, you're not singing for me. He says, you're singing for our ancestors, our spirits. Okay, so he helped me realize a lot of things through spirituality as well. And like even like both of us, like hey, it's just like through everything that I've been through, like kayaking, like on the water, my first moose, like you know, like it was always like that little extra push that I needed all my life. So we all need that extra push in life to
Yeah.
be to have that balance. Sorry.
I don't know about you, Bunny, but I feel like I'm in the presence of wisdom and could talk for hours.
Okay, one more note. Getting back to this gift thing. When you're given something, you have a choice to refuse this.
Mm-hmm.
There's no. Well, here I'm gonna take it. You wouldn't before you receive any gift out there. You have to think about the responsibility that comes with this. If you're gonna give a pipe, there's a lot of that's a big thing to chew off there because there's the fasting involved and the spiritual testing. There's a thing called spiritual test where the spiritual comes and test you and see if you're able to carry the gift that they give you. Then they're gonna test you on everything about you, your marriage. They're gonna test your marriage. They're gonna put people in front of you that's gonna try to break you up. They're gonna test your mental state. They're gonna give all sorts of dreams. Everything's gonna come at you. And you're gonna
I never thought of that before.
They're gonna try to throw you off.
Yeah.
Even in our marriage, in the old marriages, long before the European people came, one of the protocols in our marriages, you made that commitment to marriage, and then for 1 year prior to the actual marriage, the people in the community were asked to go and try to break you up to see if your love was true to your partner that you asked. It's not like nowadays, because I love you, let's go get married. Next thing you know, 6 months later, let's get a divorce. No, that doesn't happen like that. You were tested on whether you wanted you're true to your beliefs on what you're asking. Remember, you're not only asking another human being to be able to partner up with your future wife or husband. You're making a commitment to a spirit, because that's a very, very strong spiritual connection in self. When you have a man and woman, then that's called balance. You're balancing out a relationship. You're balancing out the ceremony that goes with it, and through that ceremony, you're balancing out another ceremony that involves the community. And when you go beyond that, you're balancing out at a spiritual level that we don't see. So it's just
everything, man and woman.
That's why we have to be tested. We have to be tested on what we believe we're doing the right thing.
Did I pass?
Yes, you did. with flying colors. So that's how these things work. We have to be aware of what the spirit does. They come for a reason.
Yes.
If they're gonna come through if they're gonna use their energy to come through a dimensional wall, to be able to be here, to be able to guide us or to tell us what we need to do, that takes a lot more effort than we think of.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. Remember.
And that makes sense to me. And I'm hearing you say those words, And my heart's going, whoa, because even to our listeners, you know, and to myself, lots of times I think, holy shit, like I feel like the whole world's attacking me. Like every time I'm trying to do good things, I feel like the world is coming saying, no, get back down, get back down. But now what you're saying is, that's just a test to see if I pass. And how exciting is that to know that that's happening? It can make you look at that differently. Instead of the world's coming to break me, the world's coming to rise me up. These tests are coming to rise me up to a whole different level. Like when you said that, it just, whoa.
And our elders always say too, don't pray for strength. Because when you pray for strength, they're going to say, okay, let's go through this test.
I learned a long time ago never to ask God for patience. Because if you ask God for patience, you're getting a lot of things to test that patience. And, you know, to our listeners, I had no idea where this conversation was going to go. I thought we were talking about a book. We're talking about life lessons here. You never know where it's going to go.
And exactly what we're talking about here is in these books.
Yeah.
Like even what I talked about just now is in the books. And that's what the spirits want you to know. I'm not the one that's saying you should know this. I don't do that. I'm more or less okay. I'm gonna watch a person for a while and say, well, that's what he does. Okay, this is what I do. I don't go openly and go and try to push my life myself on my beliefs on anybody unless they come and ask with tobacco or something of similar value, because our beliefs are not for everybody. That's the bottom line. And some people want to take these beliefs and alter them. You don't alter what has been said by spirit. Spirit comes to you. If they come to you and talk to you in a language of English, for instance, like during our ceremony, sometimes the spirit will come and talk. Because we know. Yeah. They know. They come and talk to it in a language like we hear, just like we're talking back and forth. When they come and tell you something, that's it. There's no going beyond trying to alter anything after that. That's their words, that's their guidance, that's what you do. Yeah. You don't go, oh, maybe I'll go and have a cup of coffee first, or maybe I should freshen myself up, the more spirit's coming, or something like that. No, the spirit comes, he gives you a clear direction, and that's what you do. There's no alteration. Same thing with our teachings. When the teachings, there's some teachings in the books that are right, that come from spirit. It's not to be altered, taken off down to different roads. That's not what we do. Our spirit comes, that's our direction. That's what they say. That's what we do. That's for me. If I live my life like that, the spirit comes even at home. When they come in, they tell me I have to. This is that's where I go. Doesn't matter if I have to take a day off work, take a week off work. Remember when the grandmother came and told her, smarten up, you two. They had a little argument over. I don't even know what came and said, smarten up, you two. Okay, laughing at us now. But like even yesterday, we went to a craft show, and when they were buying that book, they ended up buying the first one as well. And because they said, well, which one is better? And he's like, well, they're both really good. They both have teachings and both of them. And okay, well, I'll take two. Like, and it went really well with the two books yesterday. Yeah.
Well, and I have to add as well, I came up here this weekend not even knowing why Spirit was bringing me here. I thought I was coming here to just stand alongside some friends who were doing an event yesterday. Little did I know, as I'm coming up here, by the time I get almost here, I find out I'm speaking at that event. And then I come here today to do this podcast with you, and you touch my soul. Because in the last few months, I've really been struggling with lessons and figuring out who I am again and who I am always, and that type of thing. And I'm gonna get emotional because we all in life go through, what am I doing here? You feel like you're beating yourself against the wall trying to do this, and you sometimes get discouraged and wonder. And you guys taught me today that
You're the next ancestor.
Yeah.
those are lessons, and I'm getting those tests. You can look at it differently when you reframe things. I tell my clients all the time, sometimes we need to reframe things. And you've given me today something else to look at as a different option of reframing and understanding why we go through certain things. Because it's easy to go through things and think, oh, I'm just being tortured by the universe. No, I'm being leveled by the universe. I'm being deposited wisdom by the universe. When you look at it that way, and I just personally want to say thank you.
And the creator only gives us what he knows we can handle.
Yeah, I went
strongest
through a horrendous life when I was young, but that story's coming. It's going to be told someday.
In a different book.
in a different book. I've been through a horrible life when I was young, very violent and very sick people around, so very sick people. And what I get out of that, I had to go through that.
Yeah.
I had to go through that because I would never have the strength to be able to do what I do now. That's the bottom line.
Yeah.
I work like with people that come to us for healing and for all sorts of things usually their last option. It's either we help them or they pass on. That's where they're at. They're either going to die of suicide or die of some sort of sickness. Wow. So that's where we're at with the group of people that we work with, and the healers that we work with that day. That's it. They went the non-native way through hospitals, through all these treatments and everything else. But it's sad to think that why did they wait so long to they have to come to us for the last option when our people should think, well, we should go to our medicine people first and maybe see if they can do something.
And it's not just our First Nation people that come to the lodges and ceremonies and help. It's all nations because we're all the same color. We have all different skin, but we're all the same light. Trust me on that. We're all the same light, and we're just given different colors, skins and bodies and everything. But we're all like lived off the land. All of us who was put on this earth all lived in the bush. If you think of it, we didn't have houses, and when the first people came, and then and it's sad it's not sad, but that's the place that we're all searching for, that connection again, because a lot of people lost it. And you think of our youth that are struggling so much, I feel sorry for
our youth. So many are lost. Even though we're almost handing our spirituality on a platter to these younger people, but they're still turning their backs on it.
Because they're confused and they don't know. They don't know what they truly need.
They're grasping onto some illusion that they see online, maybe one of their hip hop superstars or wherever it is, and that's who their heroes are, and that's the way they're gonna have to walk it. And we can't say nothing about that. We just have to let them do their thing and know that hopefully I'm still going to be around someday to help these people find their way back to the right trail.
To take over the ceremonies and lodges, and because the elders are getting older and older, and there's some communities too that we don't even have our language. That's why I said we got to learn.
We have some communities that just went no language, no ceremony, nothing. They're just totally assimilated now. We need to be able to. I don't know how that's going to work for the people, for their communities. I feel sorry for them, but for
one
our
day at a time.
But for our communities up here, there's still pockets of strong people who still practice, and they have their young children, young people going to their ceremonies. And that's what we need, more and more young people.
So buy the book.
So Bunny, before we end, we're going to have them sing a song, but before we do that, do you have any last comments?
Well, no, I was going to say, just what Tina said is that you don't have to be a member of First Nations to get value from the stories and from the books, because they are teachings that are universal
For
teachings.
everybody.
And
Yeah.
and I do believe that, you know, with the First Nations traditions, that it's the true stories that have been carried on and traditions that have been carried on right from the beginning. It's very important. And so it was something that you know, it's when we're looking for something, we can find that something in the First Nations teachings, and it's very important to make sure that everybody knows that it doesn't matter. And I've been very welcomed to anytime. I know that some people do talk about cultural appropriation. I don't believe that it's appropriation if it's appreciation. So it's like there's a different way of doing it, and making sure that we are all just appreciating each other's cultures, because way back when, as I say in the way back when time machine, we all came to each other to share and learn and grow. And I really, like, again, I can't say it enough of how honored Maggie and I were when you guys came to us at Above and Beyond and said, hey, we want to publish these stories with you. And so for us to be able to be the ones to help bring the word and your words and your stories to the world, it's just been an incredible honor. So yes,
But,
thank you.
but with that being said, we have to balance life, eh? So the next book I'm probably gonna give you guys is a book called Northern or Native to Humorous Side, eh? It's all humorous stories all the way through. So I'm gonna take you on a happy journey now. I like balancing things out. We're gonna do some serious stuff. I'm gonna bounce back and do something hilarious.
You mean this part of the journey wasn't happy for us?
Oh yeah, that's
Really
happy,
happy.
but it's gonna be really happy. To balance that out. Because
I haven't found the unhappy part of our relationship yet. You know?
because a part of our teachings is to laugh. You know, you know, we go to these high-end ceremonies. You know, the spirits, you think they're very, very serious, but sometimes they come and they make you laugh. They make you laugh to the point to cry. I remember some of the that little lady that came out at the time. Remember? She was teasing us. There's one spirit that came into one of our ceremonies, you know, where it was very, everybody was really serious and tense. And this little lady spirit came in and started going, making farting sounds, and teasing everybody about farting, and everybody was just laughing after that. You know, that's the way the spirit knows that it's time for it to cut the serious stuff out, and we gotta have fun. You gotta have fun. Yes, the spirits, like, they have a serious side, and yes, but they also want you to enjoy your life. That's one of the ceremonies. During one ceremony, that's when the spirits came in and told us enjoy your life. That's what they said. Just like I'm talking back to you.
So from all of us here at Above and Beyond, from all of our authors, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Like, this has just been an incredible journey with you, and we're so happy to have you. And we're so happy to share you on Live Chats.
Live Chats. So how can people get a hold of Lindsay? How can people get in contact with you if they wanted to contact you?
To my email. Just post my email.
Yeah, I will post the email for them.
Post it. Tell them to send me some information. Tell them to say hi or something.
Yeah.
And buy the book.
Yeah. Absolutely. So the books
in charge here.
Yeah, so for that, for sure, the books can be found through our website for ataboveandbeyond.com on our solo authors page. They can find the links for that to go to Amazon to be able to purchase your books from Amazon. Also, if anybody gets
if they want it personalized, just direct them to me, and I'll be happy to sign your book and send it off to you.
Yeah, and then I was going to say also, anytime there's shows up in Northern Ontario, if you guys are up in there, they might be able to find you up there sometimes as well. And if they want to also get in contact with us at ataboveandbeyond@gmail.com, we can get the information to them as well for you. So
great.
Yeah, absolutely. So thank you very much, guys, on the bottom of our hearts. We absolutely love it. and see you next time.
Yeah.
Miigwech,
Miigwech.
Tina.
Bye.
Miigwech.